ask you this. I had something in my head and I lost it. So how's the weather?
How's what?
I said,
The
how's
weather?
the weather?
It's raining.
Yes, it's raining here too. It's raining here too. For those of y'all at home, we were joking before we started recording about like, you know, I dread the day that I interview somebody that I'm going to have to pull teeth with and have to ask what the weather's like or like what's their favorite color and stuff like that. I will ask you a favorite question though. What's been out of
pink and green?
Was that?
I'm a Slytherin. I said my favorite colors are pink and green.
Nice.
I'm a Slytherin.
Now, out of your plethora of costumes that you have, I think you may have said them already. I don't know if Hades is your favorite, but who is your favorite character to be out of everything you've done?
Oh. So I have like top like 5. And each one's a little different for the reasons.
Yeah.
So I love my Bene Gesserit.
Who?
My Bene Gesserit. It's a Reverend Mother from the 1982 Dune movie.
Okay.
It's a bald cap, so it's super uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
But the recognition, like, from the people who, like, loved the movie, loved the books, like, having people come up and being like, oh my god, Reverend Mother, can I get a picture with you? Yeah. I have the pain box that you can put your hand in, so like, people come up all the time. I had Felicia Day walk up and be like, can I put my hand in the box? I'm like, yeah. I'm not gonna say no.
Right.
Actually, it wasn't just Felicia Day. It was Felicia Day and the entire cast of the guild. They all put their hand in there and got pictures with me.
Nice.
So because it's like such like a small niche like fandom that like the Bene Gesserit gets a lot of love because not anybody ever dresses as it. Yeah. I've now seen like 2 other ones in the last couple years at Dragon Con that a couple girls have tried to dress as the Bene Gesserits. And I'm hoping to see more because next year the new Bene Gesserit series comes out. I don't know who it's through. It might be a Netflix thing. Because I know they're making a new Dune movie, which I am super excited about. So far, I love the casting, but they're making an entire TV series just about the Bene Gesserit sisterhood.
Wow.
So I'm excited to see like what they do with the costumes. So like she's gonna be coming out again next year. I haven't worn her in like 2 or 3 years, and I can't not wait to wear her again because like she's relevant again.
Okay.
My Goblin Knight from the Labyrinth. So I don't know if you've seen the Labyrinth.
I remember. I've seen I know of
the
it.
The one with David Bowie.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it when I was little, but I haven't seen it from start to finish. But
okay.
I know of it. I know what it is.
So there's the little fox Sir Didymus who rides the dog Ambrosia.
Okay.
And in one of the scenes, he jousts with a goblin, a Goblin Knight. So I made that Goblin Knight costume.
Wow.
So it's a goblin sitting on a goblin. So like from my hips down is one goblin. I'm basically wearing a couch, cushion, and like fabric. And then from the top up, it's like armor, this huge helmet that is literally from like my shoulders, and then it goes up 1.5 feet off the top of my head on the spike.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gigantic. It's crazy. But I have to my range of motion is very limited because I basically have to waddle everywhere I go because my feet won't lift more than like 2-3 inches above each other, and they kind of kick out to walk. That one's a lot of fun just to get people's reactions because I look absolutely ridiculous because it's life size to the actual costumes used in that movie. So the puppets that were actually used, it's life size to it. So it's me controlling a puppet who's the mount that I'm riding, and then I'm also the top puppet, and it has like its own legs and like a spear, and it's just crazy. But that one's a lot of fun to just run around in because no one knows who's inside. I've multiple times taken the helmet off just to breathe, and people have been like, "You're a girl?" Like, yeah.
Yes, I am.
I'm dying right now. Can I? Do you want to take a picture? I can put the helmet back on.
They're just so much shocked they can't that you're a girl. That
Right. Well, you can't tell because I'm wearing armor, so like you can't see anything. Like, there's no boobs, there's no hips. Like, it's all hidden by the two puppets I'm basically wearing. Hades is probably my new favorite one. Just because it's like, it is, besides like the painting myself, it is super comfortable. I can move around in it. I'm wearing flats.
Right? I don't see how y'all do it. I don't see how y'all do anything in those, let alone dance, run, cosplay.
No. I could never dance in
here. Have that. Yeah.
I just so you know, I have no rhythm. I cannot dance. I will kill people if I try to dance. I have been people have tried to teach me multiple times over the years. I'm terrible. So me and heels and dancing is probably just, I would kill everyone because then I have weapons on my feet.
if I was a competitive person, I would totally take that challenge. But
don't do it to yourself. You'll just get angry. Let's see. My other favorite costumes. I like my Silent Hill nurse.
Okay.
Just because people freak out and run away.
Yes.
I've actually chased people around DragonCon the first year I wore it. There was some woman who like saw me coming through the crowd at DragonCon, screamed, fell to the floor, and so I was just like, I'm going for it. I started like doing like the broken doll walk towards her, and she was screaming and like crab walking to try to get away from me, like, oh my god! So that was a lot of fun.
That was so appropriate just now. The fact that
I know it attacked me. The pumpkin is attacking me, and I don't know why.
Like, it's past Halloween, right? That's not supposed to happen.
No, it's fine. Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah, so that one's fun to just scare people in. It's also fairly comfortable. It's just like a button-up dress. The mask is the most uncomfortable because I have to somehow shove all of this hair inside of the hood that is molded to my face. So that gets a little crowded. Although I can see and drink through it, or drink and eat.
That's important.
Because I strategically hid the slits where my eyes actually are, so you can't see my eyes, but I can see out no problem. And then I actually have a slit where I can use either a straw, or I can like, I've shoved crackers in before to like eat little cheese pieces and.
So you can eat, maybe not what you want to eat, but you can eat.
Yeah, I can at least snack and drink water. Gotcha. Which are the most important things.
Yeah.
Like keep myself going a little bit. And then probably my new other favorite one is my Mary Marvel.
Which one?
Mary Marvel from Shazam.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That one's fun to wear. It's very comfy. It's like the first like good guy costume I've done in a long time since Supergirl. That's been fun to wear, especially when I am wearing it with William when he's in his Shazam, because then we're like the Shazam fam. Mm-hmm. And the ones where you can get a group together or have like a couple or even a team partnering from a franchise of some sort, it makes it way more fun. Yeah. So when you can play off of each other in your costumes, it makes it way better.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So let's say you do a whole lot more villains than heroes then.
Yes. I do mostly villains.
I'm trying to think. I might be kind of the same, like, let's see, Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is a straight up hero. My version of Bishop is a villain. Bishop normally is a good guy, but the version that I do is a villain. He was trying to kill Hope Summers at the time. Virgil was a heel at the time that he was wearing the costume that I was wearing.
Right.
Yeah, Python Viper's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Domino is a good guy.
Yeah, okay, yeah. She's a
Your Psylocke is still good, technically. Yeah. But I do Revenge, who is not a good guy.
Right. Yes, we still need to make that happen. I don't even know if it'll happen this year because I may not be coming, but just one day the DragonCon this year. Yeah, Baby Boy is on his way, so I promise I won't go as heavy this year.
Right.
I told her unless I can save up enough money to ship her and him up to Philly, because I know that she got friends and family up there who would have not met him yet. So, so unless that happens, it's just Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hate it kind of fell apart towards the end. But yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, we got a Psylocke project coming up, hopefully. So I don't know if not this year, next year, but we're going to make it happen. Anyway.
Right. I mean, are you going to try to go to Joe Fest? Because I could talk Joe into bringing her Psylocke at least, and we could at least do the three of us could team up for Joe Fest for one day.
We could. Let me hold that. I'm gonna hold on to that one. We might make that one work. But yeah, now when I mix the two Samuel Jackson characters together, like Mace Windu is a good guy,
right?
Jules is. I mean, he's definitely not a hero.
Right.
I don't know if you want to call him a bad guy or not. He's in the middle at best.
Right.
So put together. Then Jango Fett and Django Unchained, they're both like neutral, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't do a whole lot of heroes. I just realized that.
I have no Marvel heroes. None. Like at all.
Yeah, because even your Emma Frost, like she's a good guy.
Yeah, I do the White Queen version. Like I'm not.
Right.
I'm not Emma Frost. I'm the White Queen.
You White
She's
Queen.
Full on bad guy. Like Hellraiser's Club. Yeah, Hellraiser's Club. So like I'm White Queen. Angel Dust, not a good guy.
I forgot about her. Yeah.
Revenge, not a good guy.
Nope. I've just got a chance to reread that because I think I stopped reading X-Men comics when Wolverine got his adamantium tore out of him.
Okay.
So I kind of boycotted X-Men for a little bit. So I've been catching up on stuff. Like I went back and picked up from the Mutant Massacre and just went from there. So I finally finished, the stuff after the Executioner song. Just finished reading the Phalanx Covenant the other day.
Okay.
That stuff I knew about but never got to read.
Okay.
So I finally got to see, Revanche's death and her having the spoiler alert for a lot of y'all, if y'all were young and didn't read it. Her catching the legacy virus and dying from that and all that craziness. So I finally got
she died bad.
Yeah, so all the stuff that I Wikipedia read about, but never got to actually read.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, they was going at it.
They held dope punches.
So getting a little somewhat serious here. So you've been cosplaying for like how long now? Like you said, about 12 years.
I think so. Yeah, I'm at least in double digits. Yeah.
Okay. What are some things that you have seen?
13 years. Sorry.
13 years.
Yeah.
What are some things that you've seen change for the better and change for the worse since you've been around?
Change for the better and change for the worse. Oh man, I don't even know. So I started cosplaying 13 years ago, but I did not really get into the cosplay community until probably 7 years ago when I met Joe.
Was this 2012?
I think so, right?
I think
that's
when I first started coming around, period. Yeah.
Yeah, so for the first 6 years, I went with my one friend and maybe her sister sometimes. But we didn't stay out late. We kind of dressed up every day, but we only brought it was a costume a day. So if I went to Dragon Con, we brought 4 costumes. That was it. It was 1 costume a day. We maybe wore it for half a day. Probably not though. We went to bed at 8 o'clock at night. We did panels. I don't even know what panels are anymore.
Yeah, me.
Like, we went to panels. I did competition, like, costume contests. So, like, I would make crazy costumes and I would actually enter in the competitions. So, like, that part of when I was starting in cosplay is totally different than the life I live now.
Uh-huh.
So, like, between the two worlds that I've lived in it, a lot has changed.
Okay.
But a lot of it was just for me personally, because I changed, like, how I con. Like,
Right.
I don't compete anymore. Like, I love the people I met in those competitions, and they are, like, my second family. But I don't need that validation as much anymore.
Yeah.
As when I was first starting, like, I really needed that validation. Like, I think I did a really good job. I should enter a competition and prove that I did a really good job. Like, now I don't need that as much. I think competitions have gotten worse. It has become way too much of a popularity contest in competitions. So somebody who did something amazing and built something really cool may not win because they're not as popular as this person who did a character from something that's very popular.
Gotcha.
I know the first year I ever went to Dragon Con, we entered the Masquerade. That is the last time I've ever entered the Masquerade at Dragon Con.
First and last, huh?
First and last. I switched over to their Friday Night Costume Contest because the Friday Night Costume Contest was based on the actual build. They wanted to see how it was made. They wanted to see your undergarments. They wanted to see, like, all the reference pictures that you found and how you recreated it. They actually looked at the work. It wasn't about the skit on stage. It wasn't about, like, how popular your character was. It was literally about the work. So, like, I did that competition for a long time. And then I just was done. Like, I didn't need that validation anymore. I'm like, I've gotten high enough. I don't want to compete against those people. Because I know I'm not that good.
Yeah.
But I'm good enough that I can go off on my own now.
Gotcha.
But, like, I've seen, like, over the years, like, there's just more and more complaints about, like, getting into competitions. They're not popular enough. They're not, like, the whole validation thing with, like, New York Comic Con, that you have to validate yourself as a cosplayer before you can even get a pass or whatever.
What? Or
there's, like...
To get into the con or to get into the competition?
To get into a con, you have to get the ticket first. So then you can't enter the competition unless you get that pass. So if, like...
Okay.
So, like, there are, like, I know the BlizzCon conventions, there's a lot of problems with, like, actually entering the competitions. I have friends who, like, they've gotten in multiple times in the last couple years. And then this year, all of a sudden, it was like, meh, sorry. Like, we've got other competitors that are going to try. I'm like, okay, but this person's really good. Like, they've been in it, like, the last couple years. You might want to still let them in. So, like, competitions kind of become, like, a weird thing with me where I don't enjoy it as much anymore because it always seems like it's just becoming more of a popularity contest and not necessarily about the work, about the craftsmanship, which I thought that's what cosplay was about. It was about that craftsmanship. Like, the Masquerade, understand, like, it's more sometimes about the skits.
Yeah.
But, like, the year I lost, I don't know if you knew Potter Puppet Pals.
What is Potter Puppet Pals again?
Yeah, so it was called Potter Puppet Pals. It was a webcomic video thing where a guy made, like, Harry Potter puppets. And he made up these skits, and they're hilarious, still to this day. So my friend and I made full-size Potter Puppet Pals. So we made huge puppets, like hand puppets, but they went on our bodies. So, like, my head for Ron was this big. You can't even see. Like, it was this big on my body. And then we had these huge cloaks, and then these huge, like, bald hands so we just looked like hand puppets. We made up our own skit, recorded the skit, performed it on the stage for the Masquerade, and we lost to the Cult of Snuggie.
7
7 people in Snuggies, praying to their god, the teddy bear, like, downy soft, the softener, like, downy bear thing. They were the cult of Snuggie. So they were praying to their god to make their Snuggie softer. They beat us out for funniest skit.
Wow.
They bought everything they had. We literally handmade the entire thing we were wearing, and it meant nothing.
Wow. Yeah, I think I'd be done.
And I was just like, and it was terribly, like, taken care of. Like, backstage, there were like 6 or 7 people, and each person had like a group mom who was supposed to take care of us. Well, my group's group mom disappeared.
Wow.
My friend and I are in these huge puppets, sweating to death, never got a glass of water, never got asked if we were okay, barely got helped on and off the stage. It was the most poorly, like, I have been to a lot of really small con, like costume competitions, like really small ones where it seems a little chaotic, it seems a little messed up, a little like unprepared. Fine. This was Dragon Con, and they had nothing under control.
Wow.
I was just like, what is happening?
Dang.
I can go to my hometown one and it's run better. This is not good.
Yeah. See, this is turning me up. Like, I've already was disinterested in costume contests, and that pretty much sealed the deal for me. I'm like, yeah, I'm moving
right.
along.
You gotta find the right costume like contest. You gotta look for the ones that are into the creativity, are into the construction. Yeah. But you have like, it's hard to find those because more people are more interested in the popularity, getting the crowd involved, which is fine. But especially like a big con, like say Dragon Con or what is it? Wizard World? I think it's what it's called. They have like the costume contests are more involved in like the actual craftsmanship. They actually care about what you did to create that character.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think in both my worlds, I've kind of gotten turned off from contests. I've entered and won a salsa competition before, one that I was even surprised that I won, because I was like, I'm going up against the guy who I look up to as my mentor, and somehow I won that. I'm like, I got no business winning this. Like, as soon as I saw he was in it, I'm like, well, dang, I might as well go home. But then you enter some other ones, and it's like, okay, this thing is crowd judged. Like, why is the crowd judging this? Like,
do they know how to dance?
Right. Like, what's the sport you know nothing about?
Right.
Like, just name any sport you know nothing about.
Tennis.
Okay. So you wouldn't be a tennis referee, right?
No. I would have no idea what the points are.
Right. I watch football religiously. I watch MMA religiously. I've trained, not that I'm good at it, I've trained in Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu, so I know what I'm looking at. I still wouldn't be a judge. So why is somebody off the street judging a dance competition? And of course, just like you said with the cosplay contest, with, you know, becoming a popularity thing, you know, you enter a salsa competition that's a crowd judged one at a club. Of course, everybody who's the flashiest doing, I'm not against acrobatics and dancing. I love seeing it. But when that's all you do, and, you know, the timing's off, your connection with your partner is off, but you won because you did the best flips and you hyped up the crowd. And I'm like, what the heck? So, I hear about the cosplay contest, and it's about the skits. I'm like, wait, so is this a costume contest or is this a acting contest? Like, right. And again, I don't know, because I don't go to them. I just hear about them. Like, unless there's money involved, I'm not really interested. I've won 2 really small ones, and honestly, it was only because very few people showed up to the event, period. So in both cases, I won money to pay for my Dragon Con ticket, and that was it. Yeah,
which is sometimes what you're going for.
Yeah, so I'm like,
I'd like to pay off of something or
like,
buy something nice for myself.
exactly. Like, I'm not like, I know people like my stuff. Like, I'm not, I'm not super big, but enough people like my stuff to where I know, okay, I got the validation. So I don't really, if you ain't paying me, I'm not really interested.
Right.